Hello, everybody. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time to watch this video. And today I want to talk about something really, really important to us as adults, uh, and that is friendships. Friendships are such an important part of adult life. I believe friendships are dying. Friendships are having a really, really difficult time in the world of today. And I thought it's something to talk about. What's the cause of this? How can we improve it? And why are friendships really, really so important? Um, as an adult, as you grow older, you realize, the people you went to school with are now scattered all over the world or all over the country, and you don't have access to them anymore, to this group of like-minded individuals. And those around you, you realize maybe they're just people that want to invite you to events which you consider trivial, and you'd rather spend time in your bed sleeping, but of course, you have a hard time telling them. And you realize at work, your co-workers are not really your friends, even though, of course, you have to be friendly. But at the end of the day, it's quite difficult to build friendships at work. And even those who succeed to do that invest a lot of time and effort to make sure that this works beyond just the work relationship. And of course, in the world of business as well, you realize the world of business is all about transactional relationships. It's all about having acquaintances that, it's quid pro quo. It's what you do something for me and I do something for you. So you realize these are not really friendships. These are more transactional relationships. And uh, it makes adult life really, really difficult. It creates really challenging environments for adults in their late 20s or early 30s or late 30s, and you realize this it's something to really, really look at deeply. What are the causes of this decline in friendships? Um, there are many, definitely, but I think the first is just generally a lack of time to work on relationships, to build friendships. Because as adults, you have a job, you have a family to take care of. You have less time to hang out with the people that you call friends. You have less time to invest in outings, to invest in visiting friends and being there for them. So this makes adult relationships and friendships very, very difficult. And another reason is just a change in personal identity. As you grow older, those who you went to school with in your younger years, you realize you're moving away from the ideologies that many of them have. And you realize the people that have the same personal ideologies, personal identity as you are so few. So you have to work with people who are outside of the friend circle that you grew up with, or outside of the community that you grew up with. So this personal identity kind of sets you apart, and a lot of time it's difficult to find someone that really resonates with what you have in your head. So you're forced to stay alone and have a really difficult time. And another reason why adult friendships are suffering so much is really just the lack of a desire to be vulnerable. That desire to be vulnerable, to have a friend that you can confide everything in, is it's a really, really big challenge, because you realize at the end of the day, people are all about themselves. So how do you find someone? How do you invest in someone with all the things that you have in your mind, all the things that are troubling you, all the things that you need help on? It's difficult to be vulnerable in the world of today, and this makes friendships a little bit more difficult to manage. And last but even more important, the biggest culprit, the world of today and its global interconnectedness through social media. It creates a situation where you have friends who are not really friends. You have 5,000 friends on Facebook. You have millions of followers, but those are not really your friends. Um, those are just pictures on a screen, basically. Because at the end of the day, friendships are more about that human connection, that one-to-one connection, which you cannot really replicate online. It's very, very difficult to replicate online. And even those who are able to find friends online, at the end of the day, they have to transition away from just online friendships and messaging to meeting in person and trying to connect to make sure that it all works. So yeah, these are just some of the causes of why adult friendships are really, really in decline. And I believe that adult friendships are very, very important. They are too important in the world of today that we cannot neglect them. And they are too important for many, many reasons. Firstly, is because they make life meaningful. They make life worth living. They make life enjoyable. Because at the end of the day, you're just one person. And even if you have the best spouse and the best kids around you, you still need another support system. You still need people to share with. You still need people to be able to find meaning with, to make sense of the world. And this is where friends come in. And if you don't have that, it's quite a challenging experience, quite a difficult experience. I'm sure those who don't have that have a difficult time finding meaning, finding joy, enlarging their joy. For example, you can get a big promotion at work that you've been working on for 5, 10 years, and you share that with your family. It's great. But if you had a group of friends who would be able to celebrate you, throw you a surprise party, it changes the whole dynamic. It makes it even more sweeter. And another reason why friendships are so important is really the issue of mental health. I talked about social media earlier, but mental health plus social media or mental health forms caused by social media is really, really a big challenge in our world of today. It's something that cannot be neglected. And with friends, we're able to manage this. With friends, we're able to share our worries. We're able to basically have therapy without going to therapy. We're able to talk to someone who can give us another perspective, who can make us look at life in another way. But without that, we are all on our own, stewing in our own thoughts, in our own misery sometimes, and that makes life very challenging. That makes it very, very difficult. And without that, we have so many people, young adults, people in midlife who go through a situation where, it's basically unspeakable. People taking themselves out of the world or doing really despicable things to people around them or to a wider community. So we have this problem. And building a community, having a good community of friends can be one of the solutions to that mental health issue. And even more important is friendships are a support system for life. Friendships are a support system to help you navigate the big the big life that we live. To help you navigate through your career, to give you advice, to make you look at things another way, to act as a source of peer-to-peer mentorship. For example, you might have a friend who has gone through a certain experience which you have not gone through, and you have to tap into their knowledge base. They can basically mentor you while you mentor them on other things where you are strong at. And this support system through life is so important that once it's neglected, we have a lot of people who have a hard time finding purpose, who have a hard time sticking to their purpose when they find it, or being able to create more relationships and build a great social capital in the world. This is a very sad situation, but I believe there's more that can be done. There's a lot that can be done to remedy the situation, because at the end of the day, we have to work towards building great relationships, towards building a community of friends, a community of like-minded individuals, a community that will be there to support you. They won't agree with you all the time, but at the end of the day, you know that you have a group of people that have your back beyond your family. There are many ways that we can work on these relationships to make sure that they are great. The first thing, and very, very important, is we have to make time for the friendships. We have to make time to be able to talk to the people that we were friends with, to be able to bond with them, to be able to know their family, to be able to understand who they are, to be able to give them our time. Because at the end of the day, time is much more important than anything else. We have a lot of friendships today which are built on, I give you a bit of money, or I give you a bit of a resource, but not my time. Uh, and at the end of the day, everybody knows that is superficial. Everybody knows that isn't real. But a lot of people stay there because, of course, they want those resources. They want what comes with that. But at the end of the day, those friendships are not solid. Those friendships are superficial. And another way to maintain these great relationships and build them is really to be the trusting and supportive person that you want your friend to be. You have to be that for other people. In order for them to give that back to you, you first of all have to give it, to make sure that they're able to replicate. You cannot be a terrible friend who doesn't make time for anybody, and then you expect your friend to do same for you. Because at the end of the day, it's a give and take. Friendship is a give and take. You give me goodness, you give me supportiveness, you give me kindness, and I give that back to you. I give that back to you, and I give you even more of myself, and being as supportive and as kind as I can be, as a friend should be. And another very important way to build on friendships is really to show up when it matters. You show up not only in good times, but you show up in good times and in bad times. Of course, it's great to have a friend in those times when you're going out to have fun, when you're going out with your family for a picnic, when you want to go out to the club, to turn up and all of that. But at the end of the day, friendships are built in the hard times. Are you able to show up for a friend when they are having a difficult time, when they've lost someone that is close to them, when they've lost their job, when they are going through a difficult time mentally, when they're unable to find themselves? Are you able to be there for them at that time when they need you the most? Or are you going to be a fair weather friend? Thank you very much for listening. I believe the issue of friendships as adults is really, really important. And please let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Are these friendships really as important as I say, or am I exaggerating? Tell me what you think. Like and subscribe to the channel to encourage me to make more of these types of videos. Thank you very much again for watching, and see you next week.